Just realized I got this all set up for me to sit down, and then the first question is about me standing up and showing stuff off. So let's read the question and then I'll stand back up. How do you organize your used versus new Lego parts? Do you have separate sections for them in the garage? I find it consuming so much space at my place. I don't know how to help you with space being consumed, but I can show you how I do things, and hopefully it will give you ideas. I am currently standing at my door. This is what you see when you walk in. This mess, this mess, this mess. It takes up a ton of space. I got a mess on the floor over there. I got a mess over there. It takes up a ton of space. Trying to get it organized. This shelf will eventually be like personal collection only, and that's where I'll show stuff off. Probably not down there. That'll probably hold overflow and things like that because it doesn't look pretty. But there and there, that'll be cool looking stuff. I'm sure it'll spill over into there as I get it figured out. These are sets that I know need to get parts pulled out of those yellow bins, yellow and black bins. So that's why they are there. All right. And you walk over here. Projects that I'm working on. This is like personal use organization. It'll eventually be 1, 2, and 3. You pull it out. Ta-da! If I'm in the middle of building, say rebuilding one of those sets, and it's missing a 1x4 yellow plate, I don't want to go dig for it in this bin. I'm just going to come over here, grab it, and be done. I don't have to worry about deleting it from the brickling store. It just exists here. That's the point behind this. This is what it's a struggle to keep it stocked. I'm actually like, for the UCS Y-Wing, I need stuff for that, and I just don't have it in stock, so I'm having to dig for it. It's really slowing me down. So that's that. And then over here, I'm in the middle of converting all this right now, but I'm heavily considering like dumping all these out so I can use these containers. And then this would become 2x2s, 2x3s, what did I just say, 2x4s. I mean, they're already labeled like that. So I would just essentially dump all these out, and then just all the 2x4s would live in one spot. Same here. And like, I don't access this enough to justify the division of parts. So these organizers could be much better used for something like this, because this is personal use. Much better used for something like this, where this stuff is for sale and I want to find it quickly. So there's a ton of plates in there. Like, I want to reuse those cups in here so it doesn't slide around like that. Fill out the space. I hope this is giving you some ideas. And then these have kind of become catch-alls. You see 28B, 29B. And that's because over here, these are all brand new parts, like 95% brand new parts. So 90, what was that? 28B, the drawer just got too full. So eventually, when I get more of these, I will redistribute that and spread it out so it doesn't all fill the drawer. So these are all brand new. They're all labeled. Let's say somebody on my brickling store buys a 2x3 dark gray plate. There'll be a little remark that says 175, and I know exactly which drawer to go to grab it. So that is that. And then these drawers here are holding complete Lego sets and then other things that I sell. You know, eventually the eBay side of the business will continue to dwindle. So like these will eventually sell and I stop grabbing stuff like that. And all this starts to become Lego organization. These are collections I bought this year that I'm hoping this winter I spend a lot of time going through them, getting them rebuilt or parted out or whatever I'm gonna do. All that is loose Lego bricks. All this is loose Lego bricks. It takes up a ton of space. I will say it's only truly like the last 2 or 3 months that like I've started to figure out what organization system is going to work. in this new space. I moved into this space like 4 months ago, but it's in the last 2 months that I've really started to figure out how to make this space work for me. So give yourself time, give yourself grace, try things. Don't overcommit, because you might have to change it. Be comfortable with change. Be comfortable with, like, you might not get it right the first time. That's the best advice I can offer there. Okay. Already out of breath. This one's has anyone ordered from Travis that lives in the UK? Looking at supporting this. Oh, I'm not gonna. Okay, that sounds self-aggrandizing. Basically, he wants to know how fees and duty fees work when shipping from the US to the UK. So if somebody knows, can somebody help Quinn Bird out? Because I didn't know how to answer him and how to fix that. Do you know if eBay packaging tape fits on the roller you have? I have a similar tape gun roller and was wondering if the eBay tape will fit on it. This, I did used to buy the eBay tape, and then I tried good tape, and I'm never going to go back to eBay tape. eBay tape is not good. It doesn't stick very well. This tape is Scotch. I ordered it off eBay because the brand I like to use wasn't stocked currently. My favorite is called My Go-To Tape. And they usually sell it on AmericanBubbleBoy.com. They sell bubble wrap and tape. That's like all they sell. And I don't have an affiliate link or anything yet, but best tape I've ever used. It's sticky and the rolls last a while and fairly inexpensive by comparison. I feel like they've been out of stock for some reason. I don't know why. I don't follow them that closely. My items on eBay aren't selling. I was wondering if you could give me insight onto why. Yeah, it's been a weird month for people. I think on Monday's video, I was lamenting that sales haven't been great. And then in yesterday's video, I said I looked at some numbers and I've actually sold more in October than the previous 2 years, previous 2 Octobers. So I don't know what this general feeling, it's a thing a lot of people are talking about, other resellers on YouTube. I will say, I've talked about this before, every election year, presidential big election year, doesn't matter who's running. This isn't like a commentary, although I have opinions on it. This isn't a commentary on the current state of things, but historically every election year, even big businesses see this, we see this, my wife sees it in her business. There's a people stop spending money right around election, and I don't know, people get worried, people get distracted looking at that. I don't know. I really don't know, other than that's a measurable fact. Otherwise, you can only control the things you can control. Do you take good pictures? Are you priced fairly? Are your shipping? Shipping's gotten more expensive, so you may need to consider maybe taking a loss on shipping. I don't know. These are things you got to think about. If a shipping label is going to cost you $7, do you just say flat rate shipping $6? Well, it's a strategy. You can try it. Good pictures. Make sure your titles are good. People, if they can't find your item, they're not going to buy it. So make sure your title and metadata is good, and the details and all that jazz. That's really all I can say. You can only control what you can control. You can only control what you can control, and you just have to. You have to be ready for downtime. And that's preaching to me. I wasn't quite anticipating this downturn at this time of year, and so I'm feeling the pressure of it for sure. So yeah, it sucks, but it's a reality that even Target, they have months where Target and Walmart, they have months where they don't meet their projected goals, and then all the big wigs scramble to try to figure it out, and then all the cashiers are like, I'm just here for my paycheck. So anyways, what is the best way to find bulk buys? I keep looking at Facebook Marketplace, wondering if there is any ways to come across deals. Thanks. Yeah, it's in our Discord group, people find stuff on Facebook, and then like I'll go look on Facebook and it's awful. Like I just hardly ever find anything. It's like these pictures of bins and bins of Lego, and it's like $500, and it's like there's no minifigures in the description. It's like, well then I don't want it. Like it's annoying. Word got out about minifigures, I would say about 2 years ago, and so now just general resellers are going and buying bins of Lego, pulling out all the minifigures, and then they realize, and putting them on eBay and lots, and then they realize they're stuck with all these Lego parts, and they're like, it's Lego, it's expensive, I'm gonna sell it for $400. No, because like, if either a kid's gonna want it, and they're not gonna want just a bin of parts, of a huge tote of parts. Some kids would, but generally no. Lego sellers and collectors aren't gonna want to spend that much money on it, because the collectors are like, well, I gotta sort all of it, I gotta figure out what's in there, and then I gotta replace the minifigures, so I'm not gonna pay that much for it. And then of course Lego sellers like myself, who are trying to turn this into a source of income, like I'm not gonna spend $500 on a bin of used parts, because I still have to put in all the time and effort of getting it cleaned and organized. So to answer your question, some people are successful on Facebook, some are not. Check OfferUp, there's an app called Nextdoor. There's all those like community posts. Yard sales are where I find most of my stuff, or at least up until recently, because I've made relationships with Lego collectors. A lot of the stuff I've been going through in the last couple videos, they go out to yard sales. It's a couple, Shannon and Kelso. They go out to yard sales and they buy stuff for their personal collection. They like getting sets together out of, the stuff they find. And then they sell it to me at a higher cost, usually about, I know this is gonna sound crazy, usually at about half of Bricklink value. And I'll get into that in a second. And then I just confirm their work, that they've, grabbed all the right parts. It's not overly damaged, it's not overly dirty. And I just confirm what they've already done and sell it. That is an awesome relationship for me to have. And if you can find somebody else who can do that for you, it would be awesome. I'm comfortable paying half because they've already done so much of the work for me. It's essentially like paying it. If they gave me if I bought that off of them at a third, but they didn't put in all that effort of making sure it's organized, making sure it's complete and all that, I would either have to take the time, or I'd have to hire somebody to take the time to do that work. So essentially by paying them half the value, it's kind of like I've hired them to do that work. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And so my profit margin on the stuff I buy from them isn't fantastic, especially on the lower end sets. Like spending $5 on a $10 set is not great. But if they sell me like a $150 set at $75, that starts to feel a little better. I don't know if it's a hard question to answer, your question specifically, because you got to get into the groove of what is around your area. I live in a very large city. There's a lot of people. So I feel like the chances of me randomly running across Lego is higher than somebody who lives out in the sticks, That's how I feel about it. Last question. Oh, somebody sent a super chat. So it's not even a question. This is just really cool. They're in Romania. That's what RON is. They say, thank you for your content. I started watching your channel some time ago, and ever since then a seed was planted in the back of my head to start a Bricklink store. Well, after a lot of work, stress, encouraging from my wife, and tips from you, I did it, and I wanted to show my appreciation for what you do by sharing part of the winnings from the first order of my store. Thanks, and keep it up. With respect, Alex. That is awesome to hear. I love it. Some people might say it's a little crazy that I get excited encouraging competition. One, he's in Romania, so it's not like we're in direct competition. But I'm sure I've inspired some US sellers to either up their efforts or get started. And I just find it exciting. I don't view it as competition. I view it as a rising tide raises all ships. And you know, one day Alex might figure out some trick or tip, and he's gonna let me know about it. And it's an amazing, wonderful thing that I'm very excited. And I wonder what the Romanian market is like for Bricklink and how that affects like selling to the rest of Europe and things like that. I think it's really cool. So congrats and thank you for the super chat. It's very much appreciated. All right, drop your questions below if you got more. This is the third one in this series. It's been good. Some really good questions. So drop some more down below and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.